interest-free payments. You can pay that off over the next 4 months as you're crafting to your heart's content. Well, we are so excited to have Crafter's Companion with us here for our today's special, of course, but also for us this entire hour. We have the Creative Flower texture dies. So we just showed you the Creative Flower stencils. Yep. Now we have the Creative Flower texture dies. Of course, we've got our Gemini back out here.
I'm going to get straight into it. Now look at these texture dies. Are these like anything else that you see? I know they're not, because the reason Sheena, our designer, came up with these is there is a real need for this. So, for example, if you're looking at this card here, if you want to build up layers of texture into any of your projects, it is so difficult to do. However, she's come up with the idea of how you can do this with 4 different dies in the collection, whether you cut in or you cut out. So I'm going to take you through the 4 dies in the collection, but it's when you see the cards, these are tools. Be under no illusion. It's not a case of, is this something that's on trend right now? Am I going to be using this? These are tools that go into your armory and you can pull out whenever you need those backgrounds. So you can see the effect that we get now. This is the cut in detail, but then you can take the extra and cut this out. So this is the actual die that you're going to use to get this effect, and then this is the effect that it's going to give you on your card. Now, these are the 4 different ones. This one here, if you see this, look what I've done here. I've cut this onto some old cardboard. So this is just from a cardboard box, and achieved that corrugated cut effect. Because it's a cut-in die, you can cut it multiple times to make this as big as you want. This is your trilling one. Now, of the 4 dies, this is the one personally that I've used the most in my background crafting. And again, you're just using all those little elements. That die itself is coming to you. It's a really good size die. You're getting all 4 of these for under $35. If you look at that, it's over $60 retail value for these. And when we launched these in the UK, oh my word, they absolutely blew out because they were so different to anything anyone else had used.
So you're getting all 4. And what I love about these is, you know, you show them with flowers, or we see a lot of butterflies and flowers and things that, elements that we know, like this is a flower. But when you add that interesting texture, a little depth, it adds something unique. It doesn't make it, oh, that's just a precious flower. It makes it a work of art.
And it pulls your central piece forward. Now, if you look here, what I've done is I've taken a couple of pieces of just regular cardstock, and I'm going to cut them. Now, I'm using the Gemini, so I'm just going to use my regular sandwich, cutting into the base cutting plate. I've got my plastic shim. Because they're detailed, I'm going to add my magnetic shim. You don't need that every time, as you've seen me using today. You're only going to add it when you've got a detailed die, and I'm going to offer it through the machine. Now, what a lot of people say to me is, you know, when they first start out in card making, they watch the cards that the professionals make on TV or on the internet, and they get really frustrated and say, I can't get my card to look that professional. What am I doing wrong? And it's often things like the detail in the background like this that you would just forget about, because you're missing things like the layering effects. Now, that's the base die here. This one here, you can cut in and get that outer effect, but then also, if I take this out, this actual die itself has got that really detailed cut-in element, and all these will just pop out there because we're using the Gemini. And I am going to add just again, I always use the Gemini in my demonstrations. If you don't have a Gemini, these are going to work with your Cuttlebug machine. They're going to work with all the different brands of machines. But when you've got dies this detail, you're probably going to need to add a couple of shims in there as well.
That Gemini, by the way, is $20 off today, and we're very, very limited in the amount that we have. We can never have enough to last an entire craft day. So if you're up right now and you're seeing these dies, and maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if my die cutter is going to be able to handle that, definitely add that Gemini onto your order.
I would say today's the day to get it while we've got it on such a great offer. But to be honest, today's the day to get it while we've got it. So it's going to be another couple of months before we have it in stock again.
True.
Now, I've been on Beth's Xyron machine, so all I've done is I've taken exactly these and I've ran them through the Xyron because I only want adhesive where there's cardstock, not where there's holes. Now, these cards are all about layering up. So there's my background layer. Then I'm going to take, you know I meant to put this behind there. I wonder how repositionable that Xyron is. So then you can take, this is the one that I've torn, you see. So if I lift that up, oh, come on, Sarah, am I going to dare do this? Am I going to dare do this? No, I'm not going to dare do this. Let's just do the detail one on here. So again, if you are going for these dies, they work perfectly in conjunction with your Xyron machine. So can you see how we're just layering up those different textures to give us a working background to then be able to take things like the other dies that you've got. I've got the oh, here we go. I've got the creator flower that we had on earlier, so that was on last night. Just a few of my embellishments. And you can see how just by adding that layer of texture in the background, it helps build the card up ready to pull the bit forward. And if I just show you the one that I'd planned to do there.
Oh, that was going to go behind.
This is where we've stuck the bit behind as well. Just gives you that different look. Add your stamps in. So whether you're cutting in the detail, whether you're cutting out the detail, they're still going to look really professional, really different. Just adding these little elements. Now, the other thing is, if you like the stencils, you can actually create your own stencils using the Creator Flower, the cut-in texture dies. Because you can cut these out and then stencil through them as well. So whether you're using little elements like this, or whether you're using them in the background to create the stencil effect, they're going to work in exactly the same way.
Wow, you're getting all four today for $34. This is an amazing value. It's a $61 and change value. Today it's only $8. Get them home, try them out. They are brand new, so nobody else, none of your other crafting friends will have them. They're brand new, and this is the only time that you're able to get them. So we have a limited amount. This is, once they're gone, they're gone. And what a beautiful way to really add something totally new to your to your cards.
No, I was just going to say, can we just run you through just one last time? These are the 4 ones that you're going to get. You're not choosing here. Usually you could be paying, these are kind of going to be upwards of $15, $18 per die. You get all 4 of them in the collection, and when you add them together, those are going to give you that background texture that you need. Mix these in with the stencils that you've got, and that's going to give you everything you need in your backgrounds. All
right, we are really loading you up, and you can load everything up for only $5 shipping and handling. So this is a great opportunity.